for you to go out into the world. I have high hopes for what you can accomplish.
Dragon. Oh, I didn't see you there. Excuse me, I need to do some reading.
Here, welcome to Palia, the game I was really lucky enough to get early access beta on the 2nd of August. Please note that this is a pre-recording of the game. I was just super excited for this game. I've been waiting for this game for years and years and years, and now we're finally are in the game.
Beautiful day.
So I'm going to discuss what Palia is and what is it about. So what I'm doing right now is I'm talking to basically all of the NPCs. The NPCs have a friend feature. The more you talk to them, the more gifts that you're going to get. So throughout this first episode, I'm going to be talking to basically every single NPC there is within this zone. I'm going to be talking to everybody. Feel free to pause the game to read the text. I do apologize if the text was going on too fast. It's just that I was just so excited to play this actual game. So what is Palia itself? So Palia is a MMO, but it's not an ordinary MMO. It's basically a massive multiplayer with the community. It's a simulator game, and it's a very chilled MMO game. Please note there is not PvP in this game. There is no PvP. There is, however, other features in the game, such as in a little bit in the future here, what we're going to be doing is a lot of grind work. As an example, every time we grind in the game, we're going to get levels for the game. The more levels we gain, the better equipment that we can equip. The only thing we can equip are actual items such as pickaxes, axes, watering cans, the hole for gardening. We're gonna get a Pokemon ball for catching bugs as well, which is kind of funny here. So every time we grind a certain thing, you could do basically anything you like. You could do wood cutting, level that up, and you could do something else if you want to, and level that up. Like I mentioned before, the more you level up, the better gear you're gonna get. In order to upgrade the gear, you will have to speak to a specific NPC, which I'm gonna show you later in the gameplay, as I'm going to be in this episode on the next episode, which I'm going to show you on who you need to talk to in order to buy a recipe. Yes, you need to get a recipe, so you unlock the recipe in order to equip the items. All you need is the items in question in order to craft it. So as an example, the first tier that you can make is a copper axe and a copper pickaxe, which I got probably in either in episode 2 or in episode 3. I don't remember, but look at this wonderful view there. Oh my god, it is beautiful. So now that we have the quest, we're gonna explore the home, which is literally gonna be here, and there's going to be a cutscene here, which is kind of lovely. And yes, I have played previously in the different versions of this game, so I know what I'm doing, because I tested this game out. But unfortunately, I'm not allowed to show any gameplay or talk about it, but I can tell you that I was a part of it. So here is the person that you need to talk to if you want to upgrade your tools. So later on in the game, the more you talk to him, he will unlock a store. As you can see, the icons on the left, on the top one, that is the shop. The middle one, you can give gifts, and the bottom one is it's just information on what he likes or what a different NPC likes. So it gives you a clue on what gifts that the NPC will like. And once you give gifts to the NPCs, it will reward you with some rewards. Now, what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna chop these trees down. I'm gonna mine all the stone. As you can see on the top left, so when you're collecting wood and mining wood or gathering wood, as you can see, I am currently level 1. I'm not too sure what is the max level, but every time you do gather, as you can see, the orange bar just goes up slowly but surely. Next to that bar is like an eye icon. That is your focus bar. The more focus that you have, I believe the more experience you can do in the particular style to gain more. I think it gives you like a little bit of a boost towards whatever you're gathering. So example, if I do have focus, that will turn purple, which you will see later on in the game once I have unlock it. In order to get focus, all you need to do is eat. So technically in my inventory, I can eat the carrot or the mushroom in my number 2 hotbar. as you can see down below. But I recommend do not eat any of these, because there's going to be a quest later on that will ask you to consume 100 focus later on. So I highly recommend keep what you need to keep. Now a little bit of tips here, guys. Technically this is a very big plot. If you deforest everything, the mushrooms will not spawn in. So try your best on the outside of the plot. Do not mine anything if you want to get mushrooms. It's the easiest way to get mushrooms, and they spawn like every couple of like a few minutes. They keep on spawning in, and the more you deforest the area, they will no longer to spawn, and the only way to get the mushrooms is to go into the normal world and gather it from there. Now, like I said, this is a plot. You can expand your plot by going into the guild place and buying new plots. I have not unlocked that yet, so I don't know how much it's gonna cost, and different things cost money, such as the recipes. You need gold, and how in Palia do you get gold? So my top tips to gather as much gold as possible, I suggest to go outside of the world and mine for wood. Wood is the #1 thing you should just gather in your first day of Palia. And every 100 woods is, I believe it's, don't quote me, this might be wrong. I might have to do an edit on the pin just in case down below how much exactly it costs. So I believe it's 100 woods for 100 coins, gold coins. Now you don't get bronze coins, you don't get silver coins. It's just one currency, and that is the gold coins. There is a different other currency, which is premium currency, which you have to pay for real life money depending on where you live. So example, I live in the United Kingdom, so it's going to cost pounds. If you're living in America, it's going to cost dollars. If you're in, I don't know, Canada, you'd be Canadian money. If you're in Australia, you'd be Australian money, and so on and so forth. And yes, so the only way this game actually gains money is by, you know, customization of your outfits only. There is no pay to win or nothing like that. It's all to do with how you look and how you present yourselves. Now, I know that the maximum thing you can get is roughly about $80 to £80 or so. I will leave I'm gonna put a pin right here to show you exactly how much it costs. I might be a little bit wrong, but here's some examples here of how much it's gonna cost. And there is, I think, a total of 10 to 15 different customizations that's out right now that you can actually pay for if you want to. This game doesn't forces you to do buying the customization for your character. For me personally, I'm gonna be completely free to play. I do not want to spend anything on this game, because eventually I will in the future once the price does go down a little bit. But at the time of recording, I am not gonna buy anything. I'm gonna try to keep this as a free to play as much as possible. Other things to note. There is stamina in this game, and how does stamina works? I believe it's only for climbing, and I believe maybe in the future for swimming. At the moment in this beta, you cannot swim. Instead of drowning, it will automatically teleport you to the nearest shoreline where you basically walked into the water. In this MMO, you can actually fly. We will get a glider in the future, and there's several ways to get the glider. Number one, you can actually grow your crops, such as cotton, and you can hunt animals in order to get leather and fur. And I believe you need to buy the recipe of the actual machine in order to actually craft those. And during this recording, in a couple of these recordings, I still have not unlocked the machine because I have no clue who actually sells the recipe for. So instead I did method 2, and that which is I had to spend gold. Now it costs about, I believe, 40 gold to 50 gold, and I believe you need 5 leather and 5 fabric or something that ridiculous in order to get the actual items that you need. And then all you have to do is just talk to the NPC. You give the items to the NPC, and that NPC will craft it automatically for you. Now, if you are on the Palia website, I highly recommend this as soon as you sign up, because this game will be coming out on the 10th of August for everybody around the world. I highly recommend to do a friend request system. So you send like a link to your friends, and if your friend signs up, you're gonna get free customization for your characters. So you get a customization for your glider. You get limited edition clothing, which is nice and cute, with a fuzzy hat, and some cosmetic stuff for your plot. I believe there's 2 things. I think there's a fountain, and I think there's a statue of the mascot of the game, which is like a guinea pig or whatnot, which everybody kind of loves the gimmick of this game. So now, as you can see in front of me, there's like a red box. And this is how you can see how big this plot is. But like I said, that red box is like, it's where you sell your stuff. So when you grow crops like potatoes or whatever, you put the items inside of there, and then within 24 hours of the game, there is a day and night cycle, by the way, it will give you the money. I believe it's either 6 AM or 7 AM when you actually get the money each day. So I recommend go out, mine some woods, fill up your inventory with a lot of wood, and then come back and put it in the red box, and so on and so forth, until you fill out that red box. And then you could do whatever you like. You should have at least 1,000 within at least 2 or 3 hours of the game. For me, I didn't really pay attention of money. I didn't really care about gold right now, because I just wanted to experience the story of Palia, and I think it's a very unique, interesting story. I do love stories. There is different characters throughout in this game, and you might have noticed that some of the characters actually move in this MMO. I've never ever seen an NPC move randomly across the map. Every time I played an MMO game, they always go like from point A to point B, and then from point B to point A. In this game, they move around randomly. They could be in one place, like in the ground hall, as an example, and maybe in an hour's time, they might be in the farm area, or maybe the next day they might be in the other zone, which you unlock later on in this game. At the moment there's 2 zones, I believe. There might be a third one. I've not reached that far yet. we will know tomorrow when I live stream the game. I'll let you know, guys, if there is a third zone. But I don't think there is a third zone at the moment. And they could be in that zone, or they could be basically anywhere. And not only that, the NPCs actually have a sleep cycle. So during the night, you cannot bother them. You have to wait until they wake up, and roughly some NPCs wake up at 6, some of them wake up at 7, some of them actually wake up really late, like late afternoon, like 10 p.m. and stuff like that. And you can actually see on the top right, there is a timer, and there's a compass also on top. And yeah, so we have a compass that points north, south, east, west, blah 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 blah. On the top of the bar, we see like a Fortnite thing with the actual directions where you're facing, and it shows you flags, like a yellow flag, and sometimes you will see a text box with a text for a yellow text box. That means that the NPC wishes to talk to you, and you gain experience, friendship experience with them. The little flags means they got a quest, or they need to interact you with something.
What's up?
And if you don't interact with an NPC, it will be grayed out without a face. Don't worry. If you can't find the NPCs that you're looking for, you will have to click on the M, which is M for map. But please note, like I said, the NPCs actually moves around, so sometimes you won't see them in the map zone itself. You won't see them at all, so they might be in zone 2.
Talking to me?
Or sometimes they just disappear face of the earth because they're in a secret area that I have not unlocked yet. I only found like 2 people's secret stuff, which I'm going to show videos about in the near future, such as the underground and other points of interest that you will find out throughout the game.
Stay on your best behavior.
Now, this game is big, very, very, very big, and I believe it can host around 25, I believe. I'm not too sure if there'll be 25 people that you will see, but now and again you will run across some players, and there are actual players around the world. So in the town, it's more or less where you get to see those players, but out and about, you rarely see that many people at all. I'm hoping they will increase that a little bit later in the game. And this is the example of recipes. So this guy sells an axe for 250 gold, by the way, and he has different recipes. He has various of different recipes, and he also sells items as well. Unfortunately, you cannot sell at this time to the NPCs just yet, but maybe they will add that functionality in the near future. So recommend tips is to talk to every single NPC. If you see anything that's on your top bar, go towards it and speak to the NPCs. You might have noticed that on the top of the bar, you see like a horse hoof that's on top. Now, on first impressions, I thought it was a, mounting place where you get to buy mounts or stuff like that, like to ride around a Palia in the open world game. However, that is not the case. That hoof is a fast travel map. So basically, you interact with the map and you select the place that you want to go to as fast travel.
Looking forward to our next roundup.
However, top tips: do not fast travel in this game because it wastes gold. I believe it costs between 40 gold to 50 gold per trip. And I found a tip that I had no idea about until episode 3, is that you can actually teleport to your home plot for free. And I didn't know about this, and all you have to do is click on M, and on the top right there's literally a icon that says return to home, and that is absolutely 100% for free. However, there is a limit on how you do it. So once you teleport it, you have to wait 70 minutes before you can use it again. It's very useful if I'm in zone 2 and I have to go to zone 1. Rather than going to do that fast travel, I'd rather go onto my map and just teleport to my plot directly for free and do it that way, and then just wait for another 17 minutes whilst I'm just gathering wood, if I'm catching butterflies or creatures and so on and so forth. So if you're a bug enthusiastic person and you love catching bugs, then this is the game for you. There are some rare bugs in this game, and they will, once you catch them with the Pokeball, it will show you a star icon, and the star icons means that it's a rare find. And if you do capture one of those creatures, I highly recommend do not sell them. Please pull it into your red box in your home plot, because you will need them later on in the game, because once you collect everything, I believe you can buy like a tanking system, which I have not unlocked yet, and you can put your creatures into the actual thing in your plot, which looks amazing. And there is a lot of different bugs. It's not just bugs you can capture with the Pokeball, but you can capture crabs as well. There's different types of crabs. There's normal crabs, there's king's crabs, there's vampire crabs. There is, like I mentioned before, there's fishing. I forgot about fishing. Fishing is kind of useful. You can fish without worms, but it's more efficiently if you get the worms, you get better fish. As an example, you get better fish. And later on you will get glowing fish, which I'm still looking for glowing fish. If anybody knows where to get glowing fish, please let me know in the comments below. This is going to be the end of Palia. I'm going to speak more about this in episode 2. Thank you for tuning in. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. Hit the like button if you're new. This is MR-JACY, over and out.